What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Signal Callers DFS show. It's week 10, and we're going to take a stab at breaking down the main slate. We've got a lot of big names on bye this week, so it'll be fun to break this one down. I'm Kevin. Got Trey and Blake here with me as always. What's going on tonight, boys?
Week 10, man. Well, we got 7 more of these. So 7 more chances to actually
Plus the playoffs.
Get a bink. Oh, yeah. We'll have some playoff stuff, playoff showdowns.
Yeah, I think I need a bye. I think I need a bye week. It's been rough. It's been rough in the DFS streets for your boy.
It's the dog days of the NFL season for sure.
And I feel like the last 2 episodes we did, we were on some stuff that ended up hitting. But like none of us played enough of it together. So I guess we need to stand on our.
I had a Flacco double that didn't cash. Like, how'd that not cash?
Guess you just need
you know why? It's because I was all on Kamani Vidal.
Yeah. Kamani got a lot of people last week. It's we spent a lot of time over the summer drafting best ball teams, dog days of summer. Now we're kind of in the dog days of the NFL season. I feel like. I mean, I think we're almost out of the woods with the buys, right? Like the big buys.
So I think they got a couple late. I think they got like 1 or 2 still. Like, what is it? The Patriots or somebody's got like a week 14 buy. Crazy late.
New England has a week 14 bye. I do know that, which is crazy. So, yeah, week 11, we only have 2 next week. We got some more in week 12, and then randomly they skip week 13.
I think this is the last big one for sure.
Yeah. So, all right, man, let's dive in. As always, let's talk about the games that we don't want to touch. Are we off of any games completely? Are we Xing anybody out?
Yeah.
What are y'all thinking here?
The Browns-Jets game. I couldn't think of a grosser pairing, to be honest.
I'd rather play that than New Orleans and Carolina.
You see, that one was going to come out of my mouth first, but Rico's getting the rock now, and they can run on anybody.
Rico will kill us.
So, he's gonna be good. But everybody else, I don't want to touch. Right? No Saints, no Bryce, no Ted.
The Jets are trying to lap everybody on the tankathon. They're trying to go hard.
They did pretty well, right? So Quinshon's actually, just talking about Rico. Quinshon's probably a good play. They just, Jets got rid of Quinn Williams, and I mean, maybe Cleveland's not that bad of a way to go, but yeah. So that one's gross, and the Jacksonville-Houston game is not my favorite either. Yeah. I think I say that, but we'll talk about it when we get the positions and stuff. I feel like maybe
Houston has just they've I remember heading into the season, they had some early interesting pieces. Obviously, we were drafting a ton of Nico.
Yep.
They just feel like they are in these games where they're super low scoring all the time because their defense is so good.
Their defense is so good, but their offensive line is so bad, and then Stroud's been bad on top of that.
He's out this week, huh?
Is he?
Yeah, it's Davis Mills this week.
Oh,
who actually didn't throw the ball, at least a little bit I saw. I didn't watch the whole game of it. Didn't throw the ball too terrible. A dude comes in and hits Nico for a nice gain immediately. So, I mean, the Jags are going to get lit up in the back end. We know that.
It's looking like I'm on the ETR. Shout out to ETR. Their game scores looks like pretty much they are in agreement with all of us. Jacksonville, Houston, Cleveland, New York Jets, and New Orleans and Carolina. They've also got the Giants and Chicago as a low or a red game score. I don't know.
That's probably because of player value.
Yeah, that's true.
It's got to be because of player value. They're probably really priced up or something.
Yeah, because they're right in the middle of the game totals at 46.5. So we'll talk about some of these as we get into the positions. But any of the games that we're targeting that we feel better about on the slate.
I think the one you just said is probably going to be one up in pace pretty good. I think one of my favorite games this week is, maybe the Rams and 49ers. It's just, I don't know. Do you believe the 49ers and Mac Jones can move against the Rams defense?
Yeah.
But I think Stafford's going to just go nuclear again.
Stafford's been on a tear all year.
I actually like those 3 games in the middle. Buffalo, Miami, Arizona, Seattle, Baltimore, Minnesota. They've got just as high as game totals as those top 3. I like pieces from them, right? Like, I
You're
think
gonna have to, pieces. I think that's this slate. Just looking across, I'm looking at another like game scripts for each one, right? So you mentioned Buffalo, Miami. I think Buffalo is just gonna get out to a quick lead and just keep running away with the ball.
I
Same
just don't
thing.
have like with that one. I don't think Buffalo's defense is just that great to where Miami can't score. But yeah, I hear you.
I don't know, man. They shut down the Chiefs.
And that Seattle Arizona, the last time we saw this matchup, I think it was maybe like 4 weeks ago or so. It was pretty competitive, and I think Jacoby's been playing better than Kyler. So
Yeah, he
that could be
definitely has.
interesting. By the way, what is it like? Is the Kyler Murray experience over in Arizona?
No, dude, he's still got another 3 years on his $250 million contract.
Dude, did you see the videos of him practicing? It looks like he's getting ready to start. And how do we
That
get
was
to
before
IR?
they announced he's going to IR because he's
But how do we go from that to IR? It's got to be over, bro. Like,
Probably because the coaches are like, "Hey, I need to save my job. Jacoby just won this game, so you're going to IR, dude."
One
I've been
playoff
texting y'all
appearance.
this. And they were actually pretty good that year. But I've been texting y'all this about how bad the Arizona organization is just as a whole. I feel like it just goes so under the radar because they're not as high profile as the Jets and the Giants and how bad they've been. And obviously the Saints are bottoming out this year, and that's been another a topic. And then Cleveland, there's a lot of bad teams, but I feel like they go under the radar with how bad they've been. Just the fact that of their mishandling of Marvin Harrison Jr. up to this point, which this past week he finally.
I don't think it's mishandling. I think Kyler just sucks.
Well, Marvin Harrison legitimately was came out in the media saying that, oh yeah, this is the first time that they've talked about making me a feature in the offense, and he had the most targets in the game.
Because Kyler can't get him the ball.
He's had the most targets in the game he's had in his career in the first half of last game, or maybe it was the first quarter. It was something insane. So yeah,
it's purely because Kyler can't run under center.
Yeah,
the offense is finally running under center a good bit with Jacoby.
Yeah,
and they're able to do a lot more play action with this, and that's why they're hitting Marvin.
Yeah, well,
right.
Look,
and that's why they're getting him on these long crossers and stuff.
Yeah,
which is where he's going to win.
So we're talking about it already with Jacoby. Why don't we just dive into quarterbacks here?
Let's do it.
So looking I'll just look at the ownership off the top real quick. It's looking like Josh Allen is commanding the most projected ownership at 12%, followed by Lamar at 11%, Stafford at that's wrong. And then Jackson Dart, JJ McCarthy, and Mac Jones are the top 5. So nobody's super chalk. Drake May is also at about the same as Mac Jones. So again, nobody's super chalk. It might change in these smaller field contests with the big ticket guys at the top. But are we paying up? I know we ask this all the time. We got some cheapies on this slate. Jacoby Brissett at 4,600. That is just standing out to me, in my opinion. But what are you guys thinking?
It's been
the Seattle defense is. I think the Seattle defense is tough. So if you're going on a cheap route, personally, I think McCarthy is the best way to go. But I can maybe see, and this is going to sound really gross, but a Davis Mills, right? Being able to throw against the Jags.
Dude, the Jags let Geno go off for almost 30 points last week.
Well, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers go off. But hey, who's Nico?
Who's connected to him? Who got him the ball? Geno. It's the first spike week Geno's had in a while. So
yeah, it's because he's got some talent, right? So I think Davis Mills has a chance, but of the cheap guys, for sure, my favorite is McCarthy. Just because he's got a good rushing floor too, and they're at home. That always helps.
I like the Davis Mills call out. I don't have the balls for single entry or 3 max, but I do like Jacoby. And the guy that's kind of standing out to me, though, I like Darnold a little bit.
I was going to say that. If you like Jacoby, why not Darnold? Darnold, dude, looked unreal last week.
And look, we didn't talk about trade deadline impact, but they got Rashid Shaheed. to go with Torrey Horton and JSN.
You think he plays already? Like, you think he plays like a meaningful?
He's got familiarity with Clint Kubiak.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. That's what it clicked.
And
as soon as you
Horton was
said
already
Tell him to
emerging.
run straight down the field.
Horton
well,
was already
just do like some drag routes around the line of scrimmage, right? Just get the ball, let him work.
Even if he's just a decoy this first week.
Yeah.
Horton was
I
already
did
emerging,
forget Kubiak's there, and he's got familiarity with Kubiak.
Horton's already emerging, and like I think with Rashid and Horton, JSN is just gonna feast. like that.
Yeah.
To me, that's the stack of the week. Like JSN and Darnold. So
Darnold double. Ooh.
And a Darnold double is very interesting. You just got to get the double right.
Any love for paying up for Lamar or Josh this week?
I've been getting burned by the pay ups, but I've been doing it on like the one time I did it on Mahomes, he wasn't optimal, and then I did it on Josh Allen, and he was average. So
I think if I'm paying up for Josh Allen this week, right?
I think if I'm paying up for Lamar because I just
Lamar against the Vikings defense.
I agree on the Lamar side. I don't know, man. I think that Lamar is almost. I think he's almost defense proof. I mean, look at this game log, dude.
Josh Allen just put up 30 fantasy points against the freaking Chiefs, dude, who's have a great defense. They've been shutting everybody down.
28 is like you need more from Allen, like because guys like Flacco got that last week.
You got your 4x there.
It's been these mid-tier QBs lately. But Lamar is just.
And that's the thing. Yeah, I usually pay down at quarterback, right? Always for that reason. But yeah,
I think my quarterback pool would be Lamar, Jacoby, Drake May, Brissett, and the Jackson Dart and Caleb Williams matchup is interesting to me too. I know that game score is technically low on ETR, but Caleb just had a breakout game last week. I've fallen victim to chasing that in this year alone. So, but Dart has also been on a tear. He looks like he can do whatever he wants out there sometimes. So, I don't feel like these two defenses are like going to hurt either one of these plays, in my opinion. But there's also, I think Jared Goff is interesting too. So yeah, I think that's where I would probably be going. I don't know that I can pay down for Davis Mills.
First time Goff has entered the 5K.
Yeah, I think they got a couple of decent ones in the middle range that it doesn't make sense for. I say middle range, like Mac Jones at 5,000, still not bad. Like I don't think I could do, let's say a Lamar or Josh with like JJ McCarthy at 49. I don't know. I think JJ McCarthy can put up 20 points this week, no problem. So why pay up?
Let's do some flag plans.
So
I'll go first. I'm going Darnold.
What'd you say?
Darnold. Because I didn't know who else I wanted, and I thought one of y'all might take him. So
Darnold, I like the Darnold one. Yeah, just for all the reasons we talked about.
Sexy,
if you got JSN, you're good.
Yeah, he's had like 2 or 3 30-point weeks when no one was on him, and I think this could be potentially another one here.
And sub 4% projected ownership. I like that one.
I think my favorite play this week, like I said, I really liked JJ, but I do think Caleb Williams has got something going. I think that team is really good. The only thing that scares me is just how much are they going to lean into the run? Are the Giants really going to be able to push them?
Is Swift back this week?
Swift is back. Yeah.
Is Bucky Irving back?
Bucky Irving's not back.
I don't think he is.
No, he's not. And Sean Tucker's been taking a lot of role there. So that's interesting. But yeah, so I don't feel good about it over JJ, but I'm going to go Caleb.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to... What'd you say?
I said interesting.
I'm going to go with my guy, Drake May, which is surprising because this is like the first time I think I have flag planted him all year, maybe second week way back when. But Yeah, I have. He's what QB3 on the year right now in like regular in our league, I think. In our league
Yeah, it's 6
scoring.
point.
Yeah, so yeah, I think the only question is who do you pair him with? Who do you who do you stack him with? I think Booty is out this week or still nursing a hamstring injury, so we could talk about that when we get to receivers and stuff. But yeah,
I mean,
I think
maybe
What'd
if
you say?
Steph Diggs is done getting women pregnant, he might actually have a spike week.
Some energy left for the game.
Or is this the Kyle Williams breakout that we've all been waiting on? I don't know. We could talk about it.
Travion Henderson, maybe.
He actually had an okay game last week,
Who should have had a better game?
albeit without the touchdown that they gave to
Tyrell.
the walk on. But all right, let's talk about running backs.
I mean, he's got a good floor. You know, he hasn't put up over 30 points all year.
Yeah.
But he's got a good floor, and the matchup's decent. You know,
Yeah, let's talk about running backs. Looking like we've got a few super chalky ones this week. Achan is projected ownership of 30%, CMC at 29, and Dowdle at 29. Then there's a big drop off to Kyron Williams at 15 and Derrick Henry at 12. So those are the top five. I want to ask y'all a question about this dude because last week we were all on him. I think everybody was. And he just came out and laid the biggest egg, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs.
I wasn't on him.
What do we think about that? Like, how do we feel about him moving forward? Like, the week before he had a 40-point game. Last week he had a 5-point game. So it's just
The only Lion I feel good about starting week in and week out is Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I'm at. Like, I don't know. I don't play any Lions because I don't feel good about starting any of them. And it's not because the offense is bad. The offense is great, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like too great, too spread out.
It reminds me of like those vintage Chiefs teams where like they were so
You don't know
good.
who's scoring.
Yeah.
Or Drew Brees throwing like 8 receivers in a game,
Right,
something crazy like that.
Yeah, they were so good, but they never had anybody that went crazy because they were so well balanced across the board. I guess in the past with the Chiefs it was Kelsey, but I remember having Kareem Hunt thinking that he was a guy, and then followed by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And there were just games where they just didn't need him because they could do anything with anybody at any time. And so yeah, I feel you on that one. That kind of feels like where Gibbs has fallen in, and in the same vein Montgomery too, because he can break off a 30-point game, at the drop of a dime, but he's also going to give you these middling games too. So where are we leaning?
Y'all know
Is this
Gibbs is my guy, so I'm never going to be out on him.
I know it's hurting you. Are we leaning in any direction? Is this a 3 running back week?
I think it is, Blake.
I think it always is, man. I think it always is.
Dude.
Last week definitely was.
I think you got to try to get 3 of. And I'm actually okay fading McCaffrey this week because I just think the Rams' run defense is legit.
I think the price is high and the defense is good.
And the price is high.
I mean, he's going to get there on catches, but
I think you got to get 3 of these dudes: James Cooks, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achan, and Rico Dowdle. I think Rico is just going to carve up the Saints, and I think we finally get back to the play the running backs against Miami crap after Bijan and whoever else had a dud against them randomly. And I think James Cook, if he's healthy, because I don't know what this Q tag is about, is a good play this week.
It's interesting because we don't have many of the big names on this slate. We got CMC, but Bijan's not here. Barkley's not here. So it feels like it's Achan and McCaffrey, or Jonathan Taylor's not here as well. So it's Achan and McCaffrey are the spend ups, and then Gibbs is up there too. But it feels like there's some value to be had here. Even though
feels
Achan's
like
not
that
super spinned up as much as CMC is.
yeah, it's funny. The only guys really popping in the value charts are McCaffrey,
Right.
Achan, and Dowdle.
Yeah.
Achan, I can really see it, right? They're going to be in a negative gain script the whole game, I feel. So I like
This
that.
feels like that.
Dowdle.
that week, like maybe a couple of weeks ago, Blake, where everyone was trying to get like Quinshawn and JT or something, right? And it ended up being like one tier below that of Brees and Cook and somebody else that were optimal.
That was the who had the Jets play? Was it the Jets Bengals? I think it was the Jets
It
Bengals
might
week.
have been. And it was so obvious
Yeah.
in hindsight, right? Like,
Yeah, I think like
this
Chase
could be
Brown,
one of those
Brees.
weeks where just a hair below the top spin up options, like your James Cook, like your Gibbs, with a
And that's
Dowdle.
exactly what I'm thinking. But the problem is Dowdle's in that range, and like Dowdle's
Right. I think
right
that
there.
could be
But
optimal.
yeah, I mean, if you're looking at Dowdle and you're looking at Judkins, and Judkins is at 11.5%, it is a large field, but 11.5% ownership, and Dowdle's at 28. It's like, yeah, give me Judkins, man. Like, I think the Jets are gonna quit on this team, right? I mean, the ownership quit on him this year.
See some of the stuff that Brees is sending out. He does not want to be a
Brees
Jet
does not
anymore.
have. First of all, let's talk about that real quick. The Chiefs didn't want to give a third for Brees. Like, they were willing to give a fourth, but not a third. Like,
Dude,
what?
You do that
Are you
trade.
kidding?
I
Why?
don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
and the thing is, if the Chiefs get Brees, they're basically that third is basically a fourth anyway. Like, it's going to be a late
He's a
third more than
24.
likely.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a 24-year-old,
Yeah.
like, freak athlete. If you get another fourth, they drafted Pacheco at like 24, 25.
Yeah.
So like, what, dude? That didn't make any sense to me, man. Like, why not?
yeah, you got.
But anyways, okay. So now I got that off my chest. Yeah, I think I really like that little less tier, the Quinshawn. I think I like Brees this week too. To be honest, I think they're just going to feed him that. Hey, you be happy.
Do we think
Travion's not ugly.
Let's talk about.
I
I don't want to
Chicago
play a
really
running back
quickly.
against Cleveland. I don't like Brees this week. I'm avoiding Cleveland and the Rams against
Yeah, I
them,
mean-
like or running backs playing those teams.
What are your thoughts on Chicago? We got Swift coming back. Manungai had a massive week last week, and
Not only did Swift
lead.
came back, he was a full practice full participant. So he's
Swift has
ready
looked
to
really
roll.
good this year in this offense. Do we think it becomes more of a timeshare? I mean, I think ownership is kind of reflecting that. He's projected at a sub 4% ownership.
I think the ceiling's capped for both of those guys now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I think
you
I
could
agree
probably
with you
X
on that
out
one.
Manungai this week. With that,
I don't know. I
price,
don't think you can X them out. Oh, at
I
that
would.
price, yeah.
If Swift is like back to full go, like he's a negative value. I think.
Before we get to flag plants, because I'm not going to flag plant these guys, I do want to say at least one name here, maybe two actually. So they actually have some pretty good value. I feel it's not popping. It doesn't project well, but Aaron Jones, I think he's fully healthy. I'm pretty sure I read that. He just had like a small AC joint sprain. He said he could have gone back in or something like that. I don't know. But I think he's playing this week, and he looked really good last week, and he's only 5,200, right?
Yeah.
And like he looked really good last week. So
Is he?
I really like him in that spot. And I think I think Ken Walker could be interesting. Another really interesting one too is David Montgomery against the Redskins, who looked absolutely horrible on defense. So if he's going to keep getting some run, you just need somebody in there who probably pop for a touchdown, get you your 15 points maybe. Or if they get in a really positive gain script, just let him tote the rock. I think Montgomery at 5,000 is a pretty good value.
I do think Ken Walker's interesting. He's due but it's so hard to play him when Zach Charbonnet is like the biggest vulture. I think of any backfield situation in the league.
Yeah.
But Arizona's run defense has been suspect at times. So, but he just hasn't done anything this year. Week 2, 21.8 points, 18 points week 3. But since then, it's been duds. So
I will say too, I think Nick Chubb has a Q tag. He's got something going on with his foot right now. He was a limited participant today at practice on Thursday. So Woody Marks, where's he at? I think he's like 5,100. Is that right? Yeah, 5,100 against the Jags. He's not projecting well. Maybe that'll change, especially if we get more information on Chubb. But that could be a nice value.
Nice. Okay, let's do it.
Plants.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna flag plant James Cook.
Son of a.
I'm going back to the Miami well.
There's no way he's only 10.5% owned.
I don't think
Right.
that holds.
That's crazy.
He's projected at 10% ownership. I feel like that maybe has
I'll
something
take
to
the
do
over.
with the Q tag. Maybe we don't know what's actually going on with this Q tag. But
It's going to go up a lot.
yeah, I feel like that's the same. 7,500. He has just been so good this year. I just feel like Miami's going to like. I don't know. I just feel like Buffalo's going to do some nasty stuff to Miami.
He had 27 attempts last week. I mean,
Yeah, and they already played Miami in week 3 this year. He had 23 points, basically 24, 100 yards and a touchdown. So I think that basically the same thing, if not a better situation. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I like
I'm
it.
gonna go-
So I'm going to jump in front of Trey because I make him go last here. And I'm going to take Quinshawn.
Okay. All right, that's good.
Okay.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
That's actually a good play there. I like that one. I'm going Gibbs. I think he is due for a bounce back. I think Washington is just going to not be able to move the ball. I don't even know if they've got a healthy receiver right now besides and Debo's just getting back healthy. No Jaden Daniels. I think Detroit controls the pace of this game with the run game, and I think Gibbs could go off. Yeah.
Some of these ownerships I feel like are definitely going to be moving a lot more as you get closer to Sunday, closer to the start of the games. But
we didn't give Quinshawn enough love, I think. I mean, the Jets just like self, like
Well, they got rid of their best defensive lineman.
the heart and soul of their defense in Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. So I don't know what they're going to be defensively now.
Yeah, I mean, how does the team react with Brees being open and saying he wanted to get traded and mad about it?
yeah,
Right. Justin Fields is getting shit on by the owner.
And Garrett,
then-
I don't
Is it
even know if
confirmed
Wilson's
that
still
he's-
healthy.
Is it confirmed that Fields is playing?
Yeah. I think Terod's still hurt actually.
Okay.
So Fields is starting.
Yeah,
It's just like that whole team. Just the vibes are down, and that's why they're gonna. They're gonna run the hell out of Quinshawn.
Yeah.
He's been their whole offense.
yeah. I think we all like Quinshawn this week. Let's move on. Let's go to wide receiver.
Let's do it.
Let's look at who is the most projected ownership this week. We're looking at Zay Flowers at 30%, JSN
Wow,
at 26, Puka is third, Khalil Shakir is fourth, and then Wan'Dale Robinson again is up in the top 5 for projected ownership. Amon-Ra is basically the same as Wan'Dale at in the 6th position, but they're basically tied for the same.
It's Olave going up in price now.
I mean, who else is left? Is Vele going to be the guy that they traded for?
Yeah, but Olave is not even an option. He hasn't done anything in 2 weeks.
I know, dude. Olave's been hurting me. But
So this is saying that the field wants to play value at receiver this week
yeah,
and try to cram in the top running backs.
yeah, or tight end.
I
Whenever
think
we get there.
Shakir and Wan'Dale could be easy fades if you flip that. But yeah,
You think you fade
what is-
Shakir?
For
Interesting.
what it's worth, the ETR is popping JSN, Amon-Ra, Puka, and Ibuka as like values or high values on this slate. Let's do like we usually do, talking about it kind of by price. Let's go down to like 5,900 with Zay. Zay up to Puka.
Okay.
Anybody in here that you love?
Jason,
These are the pay-ins. Yeah,
I'll put
JSN, I
it.
feel like is an easy click.
Yes, sort by salary.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, Puka, I think, is great against the 49ers. 49ers have a decimated defense as well, right? So obviously love him. Jason, I love him too this week.
is this the last week that Rome is in the 6Ks? Man, what a disaster of a season from him over the last like month and a half.
It's been rough. It's been rough for.
I mean, he had a hot start, and then kind of tailed off, and then he had those 5
But he just had drops too. It's been a lot of drops.
Week 9
Or drops to just
in a 40+ point game from your.
He killed me in all my lineups.
Yeah,
I had him in every lineup. I was so confident in him.
Which is probably it's reflected in his ownership. He's projected under 7%. So nobody wants to go back to him. I feel like everybody's been burned with him over the last month. And I feel like in these scenarios, so many times in DFS, this is when these dudes pop. So I'm not going to say it's likely, but would I be surprised if he has another 30-point game if we look up? No. But, did you see his dad was posting stuff about the targets? Yeah, so we got another OBJ situation.
It's been a big dad week between Marvin Harrison and
that's right, Marvin Harrison,
Mr. Odunze there.
Which is interesting. Marvin.
I didn't see anything with his dad. What happened?
With Rome, you didn't see that? Rome said he needs to go to a team who will actually throw him the ball.
Yeah, it says after the win, James Odunze reposted a message on social media that asked whether the Bears would, quote, trade Rome Odunze to a team that will actually throw to him. And another post that declared the receiver, quote, should be seeing at least 10 targets per game. And then the next paragraph, it says, quotes by Rome Odunze, I don't make a big deal out of it. Obviously, he has his opinions and I have mine, and he feels like he needs to voice those things on social media. That's his prerogative, but he speaks for himself. I speak for myself. Yikes. So
Thanksgiving's going to be fun.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to anybody in this range that we are targeting more than the others.
I think Nico could be a pretty good target, right? I think 6,700 for Nico is pretty cheap.
Yeah,
and he
sub 10%.
He had Davis Mills all last week against a better Denver defense, and he 7 for 75, 11 targets. That's against Denver. Granted it's Surtainless Denver, but still Denver, still a much better defense than the freaking Jaguars.
Right.
So I think I like Nico, Justin Jefferson as well, right? Like, how many times are you going to get a sub 8,000 Justin Jefferson at ownership of less than or at 10%?
Yeah.
In a game where they're probably going to have a negative game script, so they're going to need to throw the ball more.
Yeah.
So I actually like a lot of these guys. It's just will I be able to get up to them?
Yeah, I just noticed Olave's in this range. I know y'all were talking about it earlier, but just seeing him now creeping up towards the top end of the. I will say last week's game, I think you kind of have to throw it out a bit because the Saints just didn't have the ball. Like,
I didn't even watch.
It's going to be the same way this week. It's going to be the same way this week.
They had I think the Rams had something like 40-something minutes of time of possession, and the Saints had somewhere in the teens. It was insane.
15. It was like 15 minutes, something stupid like that. But how's it different than this week? Carolina has a good defense, and they can run the ball.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I feel like this is the only I guess argument you can make for it is that they just traded away his biggest target competition. Maybe, I don't know, but it seems like Shuck really loves Juwan.
JC Horn's pretty freaking good too.
Right. Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Three names in this range for me that are sticking out: Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Garrett Wilson if he's healthy.
So expensive, man. I'd much rather pay $200 for Justin.
The thing about Devontae is whenever they get inside the 10-yard line,
inside the 5,
when you would think that they would be giving these balls to Kyron, Stafford's just like, screw it, I'm just going to throw it to Devontae, and he's going to be open. And he is.
Bo Nix sucks tonight.
Devontae has 5 touchdowns over the last two games.
It's unreal. I actually I do like the Devontae pick. It's just the projection that throws me off. And I don't know why the projections are so bad for him. They've been so off because he's been scoring nothing but touchdowns. Yeah. But I don't hate that one.
His floor is a little lower, but his ceiling is right up there with the top 5 guys.
So there's a couple guys here in this range that we like all the studs. I think that's pretty easy. That's in this range, right? Puka is great. JSN, great. Monroe, great. JJ, even better with his price and all that. Nico, great. So I want to talk about these other guys because Jalen Waddle's actually kind of interesting here, right? 6,400. He's the only guy there really besides Achan against Buffalo. So it's going to be very negative gain script. I think we talked about Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers could be really interesting.
Zay carrying 30% ownership
that's going to put me off.
Yeah, I think so. That's crazy. That's
going to put me off
to me.
But what about Rome and Garrett Wilson? Right? I don't think Garrett Wilson I'm too excited about.
Well, if Garrett's healthy, he's all that is there. Because Brees is not going to want, like, Brees is pouting about not getting traded, and their defense is horrible. So they're going to have to throw the ball.
What is this?
Garrett can be like typical target hog Garrett right now.
I do
this week.
I do think that Rome is a sharp game theory type of play because, I mean, look at nobody wants to click on him again. So
I think it's a good game to target too. I don't know why it's not. 6,000 is a decent price for him.
Right.
Caleb's a decent price, so like he's easily stackable.
No, it's not the cheapest he's been this year, but this is the cheapest he's been since week 4. So, in the last 6 weeks, this is the cheapest he's been by a lot. So, I don't know. I feel like this is just one of those classic spots where nobody wants to click this dude, and he goes off for 30, and like I could definitely see it. So, I kind of like him a lot here as well. Let's move on to the sub 5,900.
Hang. We didn't mention Waddle. Like I'm curious. Well, just those three, like Waddle, Wilson, and Odunze. Like who do y'all? I guess Kevin likes Odunze. Trey, you like Wilson? No love for Waddle.
I have a lot of love for Waddle. He was one of the 3 names I mentioned. So,
okay.
I like I'm gonna be trying to play JSN this week, and so it's gonna be tough to also play like a Devontae Adams or an Igbuka or Waddle and Wilson. I also like we'll talk when we get to this range with Marvin Harrison, but Wilson is a guy I'm gonna try to get to.
Yeah.
In fact, the more I look at it, I kind of like the Arizona double with a JSN bring back because just you save about a 1.2 to go from Darnold to Brissett, and that might give you a little flexibility. But
I mean, you've kind of already touched on it.
Yeah.
Let's go down to sub. So 5,800 down to what? Maybe like 5 or 5,100. There's a decent amount of guys.
58, 48.
Okay, cool.
Just to keep it easy there.
58 to 48. We got guys like Steph Diggs. We got guys like Marvin Harrison, Shaheed, which is interesting, with a Seattle Seahawks logo next to his name. RIP.
Sad.
Yeah, I mean, what are we thinking? Tet, I feel like might be interesting here. I feel like he could cook.
He should be, but he's not going to be
on the Saints defense.
He should be, man, but he's not going to be.
Yeah.
Bryce threw for 100 yards.
Yeah.
And they won.
And then Dowdle can just run it down our throats. I feel like you're probably right on that one.
I have so much Tet. It's killing me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
he's my number 1 drafted guy. So yeah,
I'm out on Steph. Right, I think I'm going to be out on Tet. Tet's not a bad price and matchup's good, but it's just that offense is not him. I think the people who.
I think Steph is interesting just because I like Drake May, and I feel like Steph, if Bootie's hurt this week, right? Is he declared out? Let me check on that one.
So, I think Shakir is interesting.
That should flag plan from last week.
Did I flag plan last week?
I'm pretty sure you did. Booty missing from practice again on Thursday, so that is his second practice miss this week. So probably trending the wrong way. But yeah,
I think they're pretty confident he's going to be out.
Yeah, I like Steph.
That's probably why Steph is actually projecting so high.
Right. Yeah. But I think my guy in this range, I think Trey also already mentioned him, is Marvin Harrison, which pains me to say. Just how much he's burned.
If what we saw this last week is finally real,
right? Like, I mean, it's so crazy. This was literally his 3rd best game of his career, by far his best game of the year.
But it was against the worst defense in the league, and it wasn't that good of a game. I mean, it's a good game, 796-1, but
true.
like it was against Dallas.
It was very clear that he was a focal point of the offense, and
from the first.
And Trey McBride also had a good game. It wasn't like one versus one. Like it wasn't like one or the other. This backfield is so like it's such a mess. Like I feel like Marvin Harrison has moved into the position where they are like finally, treating him as like the fourth overall pick that he was, like as a focal point of the offense, or the third overall pick.
Yeah.
I can't remember which it was, but yeah, I like him a lot. I know Trey's already mentioned like an Arizona double. I think that's very interesting this week.
I think Jordan Addison could be interesting because I think they could be playing from behind. If you have any faith in McCarthy throwing for over 200 yards for the first time in his career, I think Addison and JJ are both in Justin Jefferson, not Jordan. Both pretty recently priced at home, right? I think that could be interesting. Other than that, I don't think there's really much in this range. Like I want to be in on Devo, but I'm not.
Yeah, and then you've also got two guys in this range that have also been traded, with Jacoby and Shaheed. I feel like you're not clicking on either of these dudes, at least in week one.
I'm not good. Shaheed would be more than Jacoby because, like you said, he's familiar with the offense. Jacoby, I got to give it a week or two,
Yeah.
Shakir could have a big game, but I think they're just going to run the ball down Miami's throats.
Yeah.
It's funny. Crazy Jameson Williams below 5. Wow.
Sub 4,800. So 4,700 and below.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, basically, yeah, it's the same thing. Parker Washington's at the top of this price range at 4,700. To me, he's interesting, just because of what we've seen from him over the last couple of weeks. Everybody's injured there as well. Although I did see that BTJ, they weren't sure if he was playing or not. Let me double check.
I don't think he's playing.
So yeah, I did see they came out and said that Parker Washington was going to have a secured like permanent slot position. So Brian Thomas Jr. not at practice again on Thursday. So probably trending the wrong way. Tez Johnson is interesting in my opinion. Demario Douglas, obviously, because I'm in on Drake May.
Yeah,
I feel like
Douglas.
he is a good cheap pairing partner coming off a 23-point game.
I think they got a lot of interesting names down here.
Right.
Let's see. The lowest, I think the cheapest guy I would pay for, kind of going down here.
Zacchaeus is interesting at 36 if is Burden out again.
Yeah, I missed on Zacchaeus.
Burden has practiced twice this week, so it looks like he's
I don't think Burden really affects him.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think they just really like Zacchaeus.
Yeah,
I think I would potentially go down to Cedric Tillman though, or even Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson at 3,300 now, right? With Brissett starting, if you want to go there. But Cedric Tillman's back. He's been a pretty good target hog when he's played.
Dude, Jerry Jeudy is so cheap.
So Jerry Judy's so bad.
Kyle, I'll say it again. I've said it already. Kyle Williams is down at 3K. Complete dart throw, in my opinion. But if you want to get, if you want to just throw a dart at a wall and you're connecting them to Drake May, I feel like that's an okay play. But
Christian Kirk revenge game. So another one I like too. I think he's getting like a little better each week, even though it's 2 weeks in a row. I think he's dropped 2 bad touchdowns.
Christian Kirk?
But Darius Slayton.
Oh, Slayton, yeah.
Slayton. Like you can run a dart double with Slayton and Wandale so cheap. I'm guessing we haven't got there yet.
We'll
I was
get
about
to
to say.
ends, but Theo Johnson as well.
You can really stack that game really cheap.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Bring back Rome or DJ Moore or Colson Loveland. I think I see. I think Komet's out still this week too, right? I think he's in concussion protocol. We'll get there. But yeah, I actually don't mind some of these guys here. Like we didn't talk about Juwan Jennings too. Juwan Jennings at 4,600. I think it's a really good value in a game where
we gotta mention Juwan Jennings in every podcast that Blake does. This dude is a love affair.
Somebody's best ball bags are heavy, or what?
He's so cheap, man.
Juwan Jennings
I don't think he's gonna do anything until Purdy's back.
Which.
Maybe.
I think that I don't know. This toe thing is so.
You think he's soft bench too?
I don't know. I mean, kind of feels that way. Although Juwan Jennings did have an okay game last week. He did get a touchdown, but
I think Torrey Horton and who's the other guy I noted? And Jalen Coker. There's been some coach speak around Jalen Coker, kind of getting amped up a bit. And if there's a team,
it's just what do you believe about that game environment? Because
if it's not going to be Tet,
yeah, because
it's just the Saints.
Right.
So,
do they just need to run it down their throats, or do they need to pass it if Dowdo's going off, which we expect him to? Yeah, I don't know. Do we want to do flag plants, or is there anybody else down here we want to talk about?
Nope.
Let's do it. I think last week we only did one. Let's do the 3 again since we talked about a lot of these dudes. So let's go. I'm just going to go. We'll just give all 3 of ours straight instead of doing it, by tiers. So who wants to go first?
Okay. I'll go first just because I feel like y'all going to have to think for a second.
All right.
So for the first tier, I think I really like Justin Jefferson. If he stays at this 10% ownership, you're never going to get him again at this ownership or price.
Yeah.
So I do think it's a good matchup for the Vikings as well. So JJ McCarthy was one of my potential flag plants, so I'm just kind of sticking that theme there with JJ. The middle tier, I'm not too crazy about the middle tier at all. I'd probably stay away from this one. But if I had to go to it, I think it would be in a build around the Giants and Chicago game, and I have Wan'Dale Robinson somewhere in there. Just spam target guy. Like I said, though, not really crazy about anybody in this range. And then going down to the next one, below that, it'll probably be, let's see. There's a few names that I like down here. Yeah, I think it's just Slayton here. I think 4,300. You have potential for a big play. You're kind of looking for a dart throw anyway. He's going to give you your 8 or 9, kind of guaranteed there. So I like Slayton because especially with the pace in that.
Okay, I'll go next.
You're gonna
top
take
tier.
Marv, aren't you?
I'm gonna do Rome. Already talked about it. I think I'm gonna put some confidence behind him, and if he burns me, he burns me. But I feel like this is a good week to kind of go.
I think he's so cheap you could count in the middle tier personally.
True,
6,000.
But in the second tier, I am gonna go. This one's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna do Marvin Harrison. I think that Arizona double that we've already talked about, which we will touch on again, and tight ends is very viable this week. But yeah, and then bottom tier, I'm gonna go with. We didn't really talk about him, but I'm gonna go with Tez Johnson. I think that he's just been so dynamic this year, and he was inches away from another touchdown again last week, or 2 weeks ago when they played the Saints. So, yeah, I think you can't really fade him anymore. He's looked really good. So, Rome, Marv, and Tez are my 3.
I dig it.
I like the Rome for sure.
What's the cutoff for the top tier? 59?
59, Zay.
Yeah, 59.
I want to say Garrett, but I don't like using my top tier on a jet. So I'll go. Jason's chalky. I'll go Waddle. I think he's just been a true wide receiver 1 since the Tyreek injury. Second tier, I will I was gonna go Marv, so I will. These Bills pieces are really cheap, man. It's between Shakir and Shaheed. I also like JMO again this week. Like everyone thought it was gonna be last week. It could be this week. I'll go.
He had a good game last week. Caught a touchdown.
I don't want to pick a. I don't want to flag playing a guy that just got traded there, so I won't say Shaheed. I'll go with.
A lot of conviction in this one. This middle tier is gross.
I'll go. I'll go JMO. And this low tier, I will say
Parker Washington was the top one in that one.
I'll go Keon Coleman, which is gross.
Ugh.
That is gross.
But
that is really gross.
He's still leading. Somehow I think he's like leading them. What did I read? He's leading in some categories, so like he's still the de facto wide receiver 1, even though Shakir has been emerging. He's due, and I don't know. It's gross. It's probably going to be a 0, but you know,
which means he's going to go off.
Plant. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to tight ends. Are we paying up? Let's look at the ownership real quick.
Ooh,
Looks like Kittle is leading the ownership projections, followed by McBride, Hunter Henry, Sam Laporta, and then Mark Andrews. And then Theo Johnson, my guy, in 6th. What are we thinking salary-wise? Trey McBride's up to $6K. Is it a double tight end week?
No.
It was last week.
Definitely not. Yeah, well, last week helped. Yeah, last week helped.
If we revisit last week, Blake said, I am absolutely out on double tight ends, and then double tight end proceeded to
And then the only lineup that I played that cashed out of my 3 lineups was a double tight end.
Yeah.
And here's my defense, though. It was Olamide, whatever his name is, Zacchaeus at a, 20% ownership, something like that, or Colston Loveland, $200 cheaper, and
right.
It worked out.
Okay, what are we thinking? I mean, I've already kind of touched on McBride. I feel like he's always in play, even at this price. I really like those doubles with Arizona. You're paying down at quarterback with Brissett, and Marv we've already touched on, is one of my guys this week. So, you're kind of saving salary on those 2 positions. So I feel like you have the room to pay up with McBride here. And he's just projecting more than like 5 points more than the next guy at Kittle. So he feels very safe. You're gonna eat some of the ownership. But I feel like if you want safety at the position, I feel like you can't go wrong here.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
So now that we've gotten through all the positions, I think Josh Allen is really interesting leverage off of Cook. He's cheaper and he has a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
And what if all the running production just goes through Allen?
Yeah.
You could probably play Allen naked.
That was my thought. Like the whole time saying, you play him naked.
Or you can
play him naked or attachment to Kincaid. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Because then you could do double tight end and get McBride.
Which we did talk about this last week. The roller coaster of Kincaid's box scores. We said last week was the week to have him. It hit at 25, coming off a 3-point game the week before.
Yes, sir.
Are we gonna think he breaks that pattern, or is he gonna keep
not against the Dolphins? Not against the Dolphins. I think they're just gonna lean into him.
Yeah.
He's the best receiver on their team.
Yeah. We were a year early on who is Josh Allen going to throw to. It's got to be Kincaid. Thought process last year, and this year he's following through with that one. Yeah, I really like Kincaid this week. Kittle.
I like all these guys.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Kittle because
you don't like Kittle.
He's
always been like this.
No, not like this, man. He just feels he's never goose egged in the past, and he's got a goose egg over the last 3 weeks. I mean, could he go off for like a 40-point game? Yeah, he's always in his repertoire, but he does that with Purdy. He doesn't necessarily do that with Matt Jones. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Kittle, even though he is carrying the most projected ownership.
Yeah, I'm not like of these top 4 or 5 price guys. Definitely Kittle's the least favorite by far.
Yeah.
Like Fannin, I really like Fannin this week. Loveland though, Loveland's where I really start to question that price.
Looks like Komet is practicing in full today. So
just looked that up.
Is he back? Probably. What does that do to Colston? And
but
then,
you can't just like he just blasted for 35 points. They're really going to go back to Cole Komet tight end
I will say
Ben
that
Johnson?
last touchdown.
Really?
That last touchdown was kind of a. I'm not gonna say a fluke, but it was a broken play. 4 guys should have tackled him before he ripped off another 40-yard touchdown. But but he still had a great game before that, so can't take that away from him.
He was also the only tight end healthy.
Yeah,
Komet went out early with a concussion.
But I do wonder, like Trey says, how do you put that genie back in the bottle? I don't know that you can.
And they shouldn't. They drafted him 8, right?
Right.
I'm not saying they shouldn't play him. It's just it doesn't give me a warm and fuzzy at all. I would much rather play some of those other guys who I could see have the same ceiling.
Yeah.
And for the same price.
I hear you. What about Jawan? He is coming off.
He's up at 37 now. Yeah.
Three decent games in a row. A touchdown last week with Shuck. So he's interesting to me at 4% ownership. I think I'm gonna keep going back to Theo Johnson. He's very touchdown dependent, but Dart seems to like him. So I feel like you can do a lot worse than him.
Yeah, I mean he's just slightly above what I'd consider a punt, right?
Yeah.
3,500 is kind of where I'll draw the line for a punt. But yeah, I mean I really like him and Juwan right there, 3,700.
Mark Andrews is interesting.
I was just gonna mention him. Very interesting, and he's cheap.
Yeah.
Like there are guys. I'd rather play Mark Andrews than a lot of guys more expensive than him.
Mark Andrews has 4 touchdowns this year, and they come from 2 games.
This week, we got a crystal ball.
Yeah, 2. He's got two touchdown games this year, and he's done pretty much nothing else in the rest of the weeks.
Yeah, that's what makes me a little uneasy about him. But I mean, for the price,
right?
Yeah, why not?
And again, if you're going to play Lamar, I mean, I feel like he's a decent attachment stacking partner there.
Yeah, I feel like tight end is just all viable this week. Because even go one above Mark Andrews here at Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry at 3,500. It's not a bad price. I feel
it's also
especially with Booty out. Right?
Very dependent on who you play at QB too. Like you're likely
that's what's going to happen. Whoever carries the most ownership in QB is going. They're pairing partners.
You're also likely not going to start any of these one-offs, right? Like you're probably going to pair one of these dudes with whatever quarterback you play. I would think like. Unless you just want to play McBride, as a one-off, or Kincaid maybe, but I feel like you're attaching these dudes to their QB.
And you're saying that because they're all decent at a good price, or I guess what's driving that feeling there?
I guess just it just feels like they're easy stacking partners with their quarterbacks. Like if you think about Drake, who we've already talked about, Hunter Henry is like an easy stacking partner at 3,700, and then you only have to get one of the running back, one of the wide receivers right if you want to double them, or if you just want to single stack him with Henry. I feel like that's a good route to go too.
Yeah, so you just like the guys in a cheap price range around, so that's why you think.
But also, I think
it makes sense
with McBride. I want to attach him to Brissett and double him with Marv, and just hope that they see what they did last week and they kind of continue that momentum to like with the game plans and getting those guys involved. I think it was something like McBride already has more touchdowns with Brissett than he has with Kyler over the last 2 years, which is just it's so crazy, man, because like I remember when
Kyler was so talented, bro.
Yeah.
He started out pretty hot.
We talked about him for a while on one of our best ball episodes. I remember
Yeah,
we spent a lot of time on him.
Yeah.
He had a really good, was it second or third season? And then the injury came.
second,
And
I think.
yeah, they never really. Yeah, I don't know. He was so dynamic until he got injured, and then they felt like he took a step back when it came to like running and stuff. But yeah. Do we want to flag plan any of these guys?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right.
Kincaid.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that was
like
pretty
him.
easy for me this week.
My guy. Obviously, this isn't going out too far on a limb, but I think it kind of is with the amount of salary he costs over the other guys. But it's McBride. I think I want to. I've talked about doubling him with Brissett and Marv a lot on this episode, and I think I'm gonna have a lot of him this week. If I was going cheap, maybe Juwan. That's probably or Theo. Those would probably be the two guys that I'd go. I don't know that I'd go much cheaper than that.
Yeah, I'll take the two guys I like too, in Kincaid and McBride. I'm gonna say Mark Andrews or Mason Taylor. I like both of those guys. They're cheap enough, and I think like they have a ceiling in this price range that no one around them really has.
Mace Taylor's been target hog, right?
Especially if
Wilson's not
Garrett
healthy.
is out. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Mason Taylor.
Yeah, I like that. I like those
Yeah,
guys a
just
lot.
Fields likes him too, so that's kind of the big thing.
All right, let's do defense super quick. I
Browns.
don't know. Browns. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. We don't have the
Yeah,
Titans. We don't have the Titans to target. So looking like the chalk, I'll say quote unquote the chalk defense is going to be the Jags against Houston, which makes
Which
sense.
is
with, Davis
crazy,
Mills.
right?
I mean, they're
No,
they're
no
Yeah,
part of
but like,
they're going against a backup. They're
I'd rather play Houston.
yeah. I mean, I will say the Jags are before the last few games, they were pretty good at getting turnovers, but they haven't really done that in the last month or so. But yeah, they are pretty cheap.
I will say,
Oh wait, yeah.
If you
Well,
need-
with Davis Mills, so yeah, it could.
if you need to get crazy and go super cheap at defense this week,
Saints.
You about to
Dolphins.
say the Saints or the Dolphins?
The Dolphins. Everybody plays terribly when they go to the Dolphins from the AFC East.
Dude,
For
you
whatever
gonna
reason.
play the Dolphins against Josh Allen?
You know who was the best scoring defense last week?
And it's a
Tennessee
noon kickoff.
Titans, who
They always put
played
they always
the Chargers.
They always put
Yeah.
the opposing team in the sun. That's like their home field advantage.
I don't hate that one.
It doesn't
don't
get much
hate that
grosser
play.
than that. It does
Why-
not get
The
much
The Titans,
grosser than that.
Titans put up 20 points last week against the Chargers.
Dude, why are the
Would you
Jets
have ever
the
clicked
second
that?
highest on defense? For what reason?
Because
they have,
Cleveland
they have
offense
nothing.
sucks.
They have just gutted themselves. They're trying to
still NFL
out-ass
players.
the Saints.
I don't like that.
I hate it.
Still NFL players. I mean, I'd play anybody against
Shit.
Dylan Gabriel with Jerry Jeudy as the number one.
Maybe. I don't know, dude. I don't. The defenses
no,
is
dude,
usually
dude.
just something that
Just
I kind
get the highest price one you can once you plug in everything else.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
Yeah. Cleveland.
It's looking like Cleveland now for me. That's where I'm
Yeah,
getting to.
Cleveland's.
I don't
probably
hate the Texans. Yeah.
All right. Anything else that we want to touch on before we get out of here?
No, I guess one more thing about defense. Giants, obviously a good defensive line. Caleb Williams, big time sack taker. Something else you can think of there.
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah. All right. I think that's gonna wrap it up. I feel pretty good about this one. We did it in a decent time. We didn't take an hour and a half this week.
Getting better and better.
Getting better at it. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully with some winnings to show for our efforts this week. But if not, we'll see y'all on the leaderboards. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And see y'all on the other side. Peace.